but of course you go Vex just because the enemy has Wraith King. I think it's a bad decision though. I want to see Exalt.
Yeah, there are well, 3 different melee heroes that have low mana pools. Wraith King, Faceless Void, as well as the Brewmaster.
Yeah.
All of the cores are, well, 2 of the cores are going to be suffering heavily from a Quaswex Invoker with the right Tornado EMP combos. But at the same time, I think you're right, because I feel like you just need... I feel like a Exort Invoker gives you more late game potential, and that is something that maybe Titan are lacking a little bit, because they're running a offlane Doom, and they're actually going to be having Yamate being playing the Queen of Pain.
Yeah.
So this Exort, this could be like a 1-position Invoker, in which case 9 times out of 10, 1-position Invokers are using Exort.
Yeah, pretty much always, to be honest, yeah. It could be played the other way, and the only...
30 seconds to battle.
It is strong to play Quaswex 1 position as well, because you can get a very early Orchid along with your upgraded boots and then just roam around and gank. Preferably you want your Midas as well, and you just roam around in Ghost Walk, ready to Orchid and Cold Snap someone and kill them. So possibly Rasta would probably be the only one who would be able to kill doing this, to be honest. He won't be able to solo kill anyone else, even with this.
The battle begins.
So Titan have actually closed in on their lanes quite a bit. They didn't do a whole lot of scouting or anything else like that, which means they didn't get caught out by EG, but they're also guessing at their lanes right now. And it looks like they're going to be running the aggro tri-lane and putting the Doom at bottom, and I think that's them making a mistake guessing the lanes. I didn't really think Titan were going to be looking for a 3v3 engagement, so I think this is them trying to dodge. Do you agree with that?
Yeah, I would say so. And this is as you say, probably a mistake on the laning for Titan. It's still fine though, because they have this double roam, and it doesn't matter that much where you put the Doom and where you put the Invoker, but it does change Invoker's farm for the worse. And the fact that he has Exort now as an off lane against the tri lane, that's very hard. I would then I would say again, like offlane try against the tri-lane, I would need to go Quaswex, I think, if I played that.
Not really sure what Extinct and Net are doing right now. They've been sitting on this cliff for quite some time. They do have a smoke, but if they don't smoke and they try and make any sort of rotations, they're going to be caught out by this defensive ward from EG.
Feels like they have done nothing for 1 full minute. To me, looking at this, it looks like the team is just communicating, you know? Because the 2 supports are standing still, doing nothing, and now the rotation also comes out from Invoker. So this is like, oh shit guys, the lanes are wrong. Let's not play it out like this. Invoker will get no farm, and everything is bad. So Titan, the first 2 minutes here, really gonna hurt them. Their 2 supports have done absolutely nothing. Invoker has been traveling on a journey from top lane to bottom lane, and Doom will have to TP to top lane, so the economic damage from such inactivity is really high. And that's, as you say, they got the lanes wrong.
So that means that Doom, well, he's going to get back in lane. He's actually going to be in a decent position because he's almost level 4 after all the solo experience he's been able to get, but at the same time, the flip side is Faceless Void is already level 3.
Yeah, exactly, and he's getting to farm a little bit down there on bottom, and at the same time Invoker is falling behind compared to the enemy carry, which is never really a good thing. This is a Brewmaster farming, by the way, on top lane. So Mason gonna be playing the farming Brewmaster, and of course, no surprises, Arteezy mid lane on his Razor. I think everyone knew that already. No points in static link. I kinda like this against the Queen of Pain. You need the unstable current early.
Yeah, I mean, the Queen of Pain is, the Shadow Strike is such a key part of the Queen of Pain's laning phase that being able to get an early level of that unstable current can be a lot. And you obviously aren't, I mean, it's unlikely you'll be able to get really good static links in, so.
Exactly, so it makes it a little bit easier to lane when you have your nuke, as well as the fact that if he nukes you, he takes damage. It's pretty strong. He has Vado coming out now as well, Arteezy, so he's gonna be fine on mana. Regen Rune available on bottom for whoever goes there. And we see Doom already smoke ganging with a War Stomp.
I've been waiting for 3.5 minutes now for them to use this smoke. I hope it pays off, man, because They wasted so much time.
Yeah, extremely long time being used before this gang comes in. And actually, the smoke was revealed on Ohio, so if SD can get this disruption, that's the only way they can start this.
There they go. They lead with the disruption. If the arrow lands, this should be a kill, and sure enough, it does land. Universe unlikely to be able to get out of this, as the Centaur Stomp will ensure first blood for KYXY. It's still, like, it's nice and everything. At the same time, these supports are still massively far behind because their gank was on an offlaner. That is not very much experience.
Level 1.
Split 4 ways.
They're both level 1 against double level 3 and 3.5 actually on both the supports of EG. So EG have been very active for 4 minutes, just pulling, getting as much as possible, trying to utilize the time as effectively as possible. Meanwhile on Titan, I'm seeing what I'd never like to see, and that is the level 1 roaming Mirana, kind of staying level 1. You know, when we cast that game and PPD played Mirana, I was so happy that he got so many levels. This game might be different.
Yeah, at this rate, they have to get a couple. If they continue to go with this playstyle of roaming around so heavily, they have to get a couple of successful ganks on the Razor in a row. Because it has to be the mid. Because the mid is getting all this solo experience, so it's actually a pretty high value experience target for you to get.
Arrow flying, but it's gonna...
Whoa.
Arteezy has been juking arrows all tournament long, by the way. Every game that I watch EG, they're always playing against Mirana, and he's always playing his Razor, and arrows are flying all around him. I never saw him get hit by one, actually. So, good awareness right there. The arrow came in from a nice angle. It's very hard to look to the bottom right when you're laning mid, just because of how your camera positioning is gonna be. So nice. I'm not sure he would have died anyway because of Zai being around.
Oh, the upside for Titan. We'll stop harping on these poor supports.
Happy things.
The upside is that the 3 cores are actually doing really well. We already have Hand of Midas picked up by the KYXY Invoker, and Yamate seems to be doing decently well in the mid lane, 27 and 16 compared to the 19 and 3 on Arteezy. And then Doom is still keeping up his levels quite a bit because he wins out for a maxed out Devour build. So even when he's roaming around, he's still actually keeping up a good amount of levels and will have Doom in a decent amount of time. So he's behind Universe slightly, but that could all change if they get a successful gank on Arteezy.
So, sad things though. They're all trying to gang Arteezy, and Arteezy knows because he has this ward. And he knows they've been here for 1 full minute with 4 heroes on mid lane. Arteezy is pretty much going to his team like, guys, I got 4 enemies on my lane. Hope you're winning. Rest of the game, playing single player.
Yeah, I hope Mason is enjoying his free farm. I hope Universe is enjoying a potential kill on KYXY here, but he already backed up far enough away that Universe did not want to make the jump. Probably realizing that Invoker is actually decently tanky, and Universe this early on, Faceless Void, doesn't actually add that much damage.
Yeah, that's true. Arteezy is just pinging these guys like, what do they want from me? Where are they going? Why are they standing here? He knows exactly where they are, and even on top lane now, EG are pretty prepared for a rotation coming up there, but no, just patience, and there we go. Patience paying off. Double TP though.
Arrow's going to be able to land the follow-up. Doom is actually going to go out on Arteezy, just making sure they get the kill. Zai, he tried to go for the deny, but his swing from the Wraith King, a little too slow.
Yeah, I think Arteezy got convinced by his team, or at least they made a team decision that, hey, you can bait it, we will double TP and come. But it was just a little bit too much damage. That's the Exort playing into the gank as well. 287 pure damage. I think that was the damage they weren't expecting, to be honest.
Right.
So, a little bit of a super long wait to get it, but finally they do kill Arteezy, I guess.
And now Doom is actually getting a good amount of farm in the mid lane, while Yamate is very safe at bottom. Because, well, first of all, the supports aren't even there. They know they rotate into the mid lane. But even if they are there, Yamate, all he has to do is play to the left side of this lane, especially during daytime, and he could just blink before Shadow Shaman gets in range. And obviously, Wraith King can't do anything to him, because you should always be able to blink before the missile lands. So
yeah, that's true. That's true.
In general, Yamate can
ride around the corner or something, but that's the only case. And he's going for the Orchid on Queen as well. No real surprise there. It's so amazing against Rasta. Now the supports have made their move down to bottom. They can set something up there, but Universe, with some nice gaming sense, is already back in with full HP, full mana to block the creeps actually just a little bit. Trying to get the creeps under his tower. This is a nice trick, just sending the range creep first.
Probably revealed by this ward that Arteezy put in earlier, seeing the invis being picked up. And, you know, I keep on looking at these supports and going, they're still level 2. I mean...
They're stacking a whole lot now, though, in jungle.
Right.
They actually are. Doom and Mirana at the same time stacking 2 camps.
Radiant's top
and this
tower is under attack.
I guess Yamate is gonna go out and take all these stacks.
Yeah.
You could, of course, go out and meatball it with Invoker as well. Kick his farm a little bit. But that would first require 1 point into
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
EG, they realize, they look at the position they're in, they go, okay, we have much higher level supports. We can probably force down some towers because we know that the supports are low level enough. They can't actually go for team fights. They can go for pickoffs just because their combination allows them, even at level 2, to be a deadly duo. But they can't possibly go for straight up team fights. So EG, they're going to take the tower at the top lane. They could conceivably get a really fast mech on Arteezy. He doesn't really opt for mech many times, but I feel this is one time where you can actually exploit Titan rather heavily, and Razor is a natural mech hero anyway.
Radiant's top
exactly.
tower is under attack.
And it's a nice little pick, though, just getting this top tower now. They almost have level 6 on Rasta. He's going to do one little pull here, and he has it. Then EG are going to be the ones with a decision if they want to go and try and force something mid, or if they want to do even a sneaky road down with, you know, with just someone tanking for Rasta. Just can kill it quite fast.
Knowing EG, I would bet on the Roshan one. Honestly, I think they're a team that is more likely to play passive, take the more passive option, and I think that
it's pretty low risk. You know.
Yeah. It really is, because worst comes to worst, Brewmaster, if he's not there already, can teleport into the middle tier 1 tower and be there with the blink and his ultimate, and you can actually just have a team fight. All in all, looks like Ned is going to be spending some time in the mid lane, finally getting some levels. Yamate is a very high level, level 9 at 11 minutes in, and sure enough, EG will be going for the Roshan at their first set of wards.
You see that one snake that doesn't get hit, Roshan?
Oh yeah.
Call that the ugly snake. Well, Arteezy is just gonna play aggressive. Meanwhile, his team is doing Roche and trying to distract the enemy team as much as he can. Double Eidolons though walking in here. Maybe they can do something. It's gonna be hard though. They die immediately pretty much.
Yeah, EG immediately turn around, focus them down, and they go straight back to Roshan. Now, the fight is coming in. Titan are slow to get there. Roshan is already taken down. Now, Yamate in some trouble. Beautiful Chronosphere there from Universe. He holds in. Ohio gets a kill on him. Now, Shattered even held up while they focus on KYXY next. And Titan, a huge disadvantage now as they're going to lose several heroes. Extinct is going to be the third hero to go down even after that disruption.
It's a disaster, really. Just losing all of this, and Aegis is still available on Arteezy. Doing nothing here is EG just taking complete control of the game. This should definitely be a transition immediately into something else. Go for a mid tower, I feel. If they group up, they can easily take this. They don't have the Brewmaster split though, so maybe EG after all could just play safe from this. But having the Aegis and a Wraith King... Oh, actually, yeah, Wraith King ulti got popped, so maybe you just want to wait for ultis then.
Arteezy, what are you going to be building with your gold that you have? He's been getting basic stat items so far. He went for drums, now power treads, and it really looks like he is not actually going to be going for the mech. I would have expected it if you were going to go for it.
I think they're skipping it. I think they're skipping mech, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't think you can't buy it on Rasta or Wraith King. I guess you can buy it on Wraith King, but your mana is going to be so fast. Bottom, a little bit of an attempt here. They don't have the Chronosphere just yet, but just a ward trap. No point in Wex, so he can't actually live.
Yeah, Universe taking a lot of damage from that Sunstrike, but easily being able to get away. So nice kill, KYXY. By far the most threatening hero on the side of Titan. Arrow is going to be able to land onto Zai. He does not have a reincarnation. That was blown earlier in the last team fight. So he goes down, and Titan may try and push this option to go for a tier 1 tower, but
So
I
hard,
think
though.
EG can force him back.
Yeah, so hard. The only one they have who's pretty good at pushing is this Quasiclord Invoker. But he is dead due to a nice gang. So both teams are getting good pickoffs, but of course, killing Invoker is much better than killing Wraith King. So Arteezy keeps farming on the mid lane. Both teams right now are just farming up a little bit. As soon as they have all the ultis available on the side of EG, I think they will be the ones to force the issue again. Not only at 5 now again.
Yeah. Necronomicon is going to be the pickup here for KYXY, already revealing that with one with the early belt of strength. And Yamate going to be caught out. Universe jumps in, and with the Chronosphere,
Yeah.
quick and easy pickoff that'll allow them to take the tier 1 middle tower.
And totally worth it to use your offlaner's ulti to kill the enemy solo mid hero like that. Sure, Chronosphere seems like a big skill to use for a solo kill, but no, it's perfectly fine. Remove Queen and they can't defend the tower. So.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Ravages being used in those sort of situations.
Oh, yeah.
Ravage is actually a longer cooldown ability. So.
Yeah, exactly. Any ulti, pretty much. Even I would go as far as to say many times you can just use an early black hole as well for a solo kill. Maybe not around 15 plus minutes. That's a little bit too late. But anything before that, I would say just use it, secure the kills. And EG now storming into Titan's jungle and starting to farm their jungle. Nice way to just strangle them on farm while you're still farming yourself.
Yeah, and they're going to be able to turn this into a tier 1 tower push as well. Looks like Titan, though, are going to be angling for a fight here. They do have the Moonlight Shadow, and that is an option here to be able to catch out evil geniuses, perhaps
Man, if
off
they could
guard.
go into a Doom that Moonlight Shadow, that would be amazing. Whoa!
Yamate jumps in deep up against Arteezy, even though he probably knew there was a lot of heroes behind him. But Evil Genius is very spread out at this point in time. Probably a little bit afraid of the fact that like a Moonlight Shadow into like Sonic Wave. At this point, I think the only way they can lose the fight is from Yamate hitting a really big ultimate.
Yeah, pretty much. It has to be like a 3-4 hero ulti from the Queen, and also a nice Doom is really important. They need to lock someone down before he uses his skills, either Brewmaster or Rasta. But I don't really see it happening, and EG are just waiting for a Chronosphere right now. It's 10 more seconds. Don't want to go before you have it. Invoker TPing to top lane, so they sacrifice this bottom tower, knowing that as soon as Chronosphere is up, they can't fight this.
Yep, so Yamate is going to go to the mid lane. Thankfully, he has a double damage, and that may actually ensure a tier 1 tower trade. He's going to go for the middle lane. We already have a teleport in from Universe, and he's going to go jump in Chronosphere and set up somebody else to teleport. Sure enough, it's going to be Zai. If they can land that stun, hell, it's not even needed.
Yeah. Master Madness finished up. You deal so much damage with the time lock. 70, doubled that during the Chronosphere, and you hit really fast.
The situation, the off laner of Evil Geniuses being able to
Oh,
take
he got to
down.
deny. KOXY, deny Lord and King. Even though PPD hexed one of the Forge Spirits, the other one secured the deny. This guy, he has a lot to teach.
He does. He's been feeding away Forge Spirits all game long.
Did you know he has denied enemy heroes? Yeah, he has denied enemy heroes. It has happened. Dota even displayed it as KOXY denied an enemy hero once.
Oh my goodness, Ohio in some trouble. Is going to be stunned up. PPD continues that, but a good disruption will buy him time still, though. With the wards as well as the Brewmaster, oh god, they don't have any vision. Ohio's going to be able to get away from this one. They're going to eat through the wards, free up Ohio, and that was a lot used by Evil Geniuses for no real output. In fact, they're going to lose somebody here. PPD doomed up. And the most they can hope for, I believe, is a deny on him. Sunstrike's going to land, and nice, there he goes.
Yeah, so a lot lost there for EG, using cooldowns and also losing the fights. Arteezy is going in now, though.
This is dangerous. KYXY is going to lead with the cold snap onto Arteezy, stunned up, but the rest of the supports on their way out. And Titan, well, all they have to do is just abandon ship at this point in time. Mason, oh god, he just got the double clap, finished off the Shadow Demon. Now Net is in some trouble as well as he's going to be chased out by Mason, but Ohio, they're actually going for Zai here, who does have a reincarnation. Finally, they burn him out. Ohio may even angling for a second one, misses that Centaur stun, and here comes that Chronosphere. Universe immediately locking down Yamate, and that is no ultimate going to be used in this fight. KYXY taken out by Mason. It's a disaster for Titan once again.
EG turning the fight around so nicely with the play just coming out. Universe is doing so much work really, like throughout all of these fights, and this entire game I would say he played amazing. And poor Yamate, he's just being locked down so much. Every single death has been to Chronosphere. And sure, you can try and blink away when you get jumped by a Faceless Void, but it's not always that you have time. If you're not facing the right direction, you have to turn around, and the blink animation, there is a short animation for it. To get that off before the time walk Chronosphere, it's not always that easy, so hard game right now for Yamate and hard game for entire of Titan. It's the danger of Queen of Pain. If you get shut down and your momentum is stopped, it really provides very little. You're like a bad Puck. Puck will at least give a silence and a stun, you know, his ulti is really reliable. But a Queen, if you get shut down in terms of farm, you don't have an Orchid or anything, you just have damage. And your nukes are very negligible against Brewmaster, Time, you know, Backtrack from Void, Wraith King, Razor. Nuke, Rasta, that's it.
They're going to go for the kill onto Zai using the ultimate. Finally, Yamate gets the time to show that one off. And that is not only going to be a support kill, but a tier 1 tower as well. Arteezy, though, fearless. He may just run and try and get the deny.
Sometimes fear is good, I think.
Yes.
Sometimes
maybe the coach of Evil Geniuses has taught Arteezy a little bit of lessons.
Yes, yes. Very true. So they will try and make a rotation now from Titan. See if they can go up top and pressure a little bit there, but I don't think they want to commit too much to the 5-man play, respecting a little bit. They just got a nice pick up there on Wraith King as they knew his ulti was down. It's not really so that Titan are stronger in the 5-on-5 scenario just yet, and still EG are ahead. So if they can just finish up this Orchid, then at least Queen of Pain can go for solo kills on the Rasta and also stop maybe the Brewmaster in team fights. This Brew has Agonist and Blink now, so...
Yeah, they also have... on the flip side, though, Titan do have the Blink Dagger on the Doom. So if they can get that Orchid, they've got double silences to lay down. If they can get the Brewmaster and the Void out of the fight and be able to burst them down or even just kick them out for the first few seconds of the team fight, Titan do have a chance, but it is really a long shot at this point in time. Like, not only do both of them have to initiate, they both have to lock down the key heroes of EG. For example, if you throw a Doom onto the Razor, is that really going to change the fight all that much? I'm really not confident about that one. Arteezy is already so tanky.
It has to be Brewmaster or Rasta, or even Void before Chronosphere, but I'm not sure about Void. Void would work, but Brewmaster or Rasta are their ideal targets. Because if you go on anyone else, they will get bailed out by Rasta and Brew. That's how it works. These guys have, or at least Brewmaster has Blink. Rasta can just stay close and hex one or drop his wards. A huge impact. So, game gonna play off a little bit slower here, but I think EG are fine with that. They don't necessarily need the team fights, even though they had a Brewmaster. Bottom tower being harassed here by Yamate. Going deniable for sure. Deny range.
Evil Genius is always doing a great job defending their towers. Even when Yamate was going for the middle tier 1 tower, we had Universe making that rotation and ended up getting a kill on the quad because of it. And there you see another rotation. Evil Geniuses ensure the deny on the bottom tier 1 tower. So even the small things that Titan are doing to try and get some advantage back are being completely mitigated by the rotations from EG, and it's beginning to show heavily in the gold graph. At one point in time, they were about a 4,000 gold lead, and still the experience lead well in the favor of Evil Geniuses.
Yeah. Universe is being spotted right now by X, just watching him chase after here. Oh, actually, he got revealed, and this might be a kill here.
Oh, no, Universe.
Too much hesitation.
Yep, he waited too long, and the Blink Dagger from the Shadow Demon actually pays off serious dividends dodging that Chronosphere.
Yeah, it's a cooldown on Chronosphere, but it's not a massive thing at least. At least it's level 2, so it's 100 seconds instead of 120. And Roshan is not up now up, so they gotta go into this.
Of course, Evil Genius are going to do Roshan. They have got the
Dire advantage, yo. Gotta use it. If you don't use it, why are you even dire?
That's true. So they're going to be able to pick up the Aegis here. No chance of any sort of stopping here from Titan. And I have to say, well, oh no, PPD. Fortunately, the two other heroes were able to soak up some of that Sunstrike damage. They're still going to get a trade-off, which is the tier 1 tower at the top lane, but EG clearly getting the better trade, especially if they can force a fight off of this one. The tower does go down. Zai not able to get close enough to find anybody as they are already disengaged. So, unfortunately, EG, well, I would still say the better trade. They got Roshan.
Of course, yeah, of course. This is a really good trade, and now Arteezy can play even more fearless, if you want to say so, and he's pushing out these lanes without having any fear of Mirana arrowing him and killing him. Still have to bring him down twice, and if he has Universe even just a little bit nearby, that means he can farm the enemy jungle just like he is now. And Razor is quite fast at farming jungle with this plasma field. So whenever they want, as soon as they have the Rasta ulti again and the Void Chronosphere, which is up now, they can just go and force down a tier 2 tower, I think, on EG. What Titan need to do, though, sorry, what Titan need in this game is something. Even though just farming up seems pretty okay, I think they need to take fights where they get this Doom initiation. They went for a Blink Dagger,
right,
and they have an opening to do so. Just try and catch the enemy off guard. But,
I completely agree with that. At the same time, I would actually have the same criticism here for EG. I know that farming for them is good and everything, but I feel like that they had such a big advantage early on. They're actually letting Titan get back into the game by playing so passive. I mean, it's obviously just a difference of playstyle. Some teams prefer to be able to see an advantage and really continue to force that advantage and snowball off of it, while other teams will read that advantage as basically safe time to push it into the late game, and that is the latter is clearly what Evil Genius is doing here. But if you look at like the gold graph here, it's actually gone up quite a bit, and the gold graph is really not that big of a difference here between the two teams, despite the fact that I felt like EG have always been ahead in this game.
Yeah, they are ahead. It's just the fact that when you have both the Midas on Invoker and then a Midas Doom, these heroes just kick in so much net worth, no matter whether they're having a good game or not. I mean, Doom is as farmed as Brewmaster pretty much, despite not actually having an equally good game. So now the Smoke Gang is coming out from Titan. I think they have more pressure to take action, but Smoke at the same time from EG. Gonna find each other here.
Who's gonna react first? It's gonna be Doom jumping in, actually gets off the Centaur Sun. PPD responds in kind with the Hex, and Yamate has the chance to blow him up, releasing Ohio from his prison, and gets off the Doom onto Universe, and that's gonna be great. Ohio's still gonna fall, but it's gonna get a return kill on the Universe, still buying time. The disruption, and Ohio gets out. Beautiful. Arteezy, meanwhile, is able to take down KYXY with Zai. And, well, that's a perfect trade for Titan. Because they were able to force the fight before Mason was there, they're going to get a secondary kill onto Net, it looks like, as Arteezy lays down those couple last hits. But I think, considering the fact that EG, in my opinion, are ahead in this game, a 2-for-2 trade is in the favor of Titan.
Yes, that was... A lot of it came down to the fact that Doom managed to get his Doom off on the Void before he chrono though. Yamate is scouted out here, but can't really get him in time. He got his Doom on Void before he dropped a chrono or anything. Of course, he doesn't want to chrono his teammate, and his teammate was standing on top of Doom, so a little bit of a peculiar situation for him. But
so really, the whole entire team fight came down to who reacted first, and that was Ohio.
Ohio was really fast. Ohio was super fast in his action there as the smoke revealed. So very prepared for running into each other there. And that's important. Very important when you smoke around.
Look at the amount of lifesteal this team has, though. It is honestly ridiculous on Evil Geniuses. So they have a Vlad's on this Brewmaster. They have the Wraith King, who has...
See how much HP Void gets?
Yeah.
When he's close to them?
It is unbelievable. Like, he's so 3 different sources of lifesteal for this Faceless Void.
Yeah, it's a lot of lifesteal, you know, that's really a lot. What do you have? You have 36, you have 66% lifesteal. How about that?
Of course, Face's Void can still easily. Like,
then,
Lifesteal only does so much for you when you are actually dealing with a lot of burst damage between the Queen of Pain and the Invoker.
Yeah, it's quite a lot.
Divas was finished up by Ohio. Again, I'm just looking at this and going, a big part of this is the fact that Ohio, you look at him on the net worth, he's top of the board because he's a maxed out Devour first and a Hand of Midas Doom. So he's always been able to get that farm advantage, but Titan has somehow turned what was like the worst early game I've ever seen from two supports into an actual decent mid game for them. I mean, the Quap, the Shadow Demon as well as the Mirana are actually ahead of the Shadow Shaman quite heavily.
Yeah, I'm quite surprised myself, but Shadow Shaman has bought 1 million wards this game. He hasn't really been allowed to rush his blink or anything like that. Bottom, are they gonna find Zai here? He has a blink.
The ward is gonna reveal him. Quick blink away by Zai. Beautiful. Disengage. Oh, the Chronosphere goes out, and there's actually Doom placed on Universe. Beautiful Deafening Blast will be able to save Yamate. So they're trying to get out, but Universe definitely done for. Brewmaster may be the same here. He's fighting up against all these heroes, but they really need Arteezy here. He's coming in from behind right now. KYXY is going to have an unfortunate clash into him. KYXY immediately being targeted, but Ohio has actually trapped Arteezy in, but they don't want to force the fight. They're trying to disengage here. Meatball's going to be laid down. Beautiful disruption there. And Ohio, oh, he gets off the Shivas. He's turning this around quite a bit. There goes that PPD. He's going to die to the Orchid there. And it's actually a decent fight. They're focusing on Ohio, but he's so damn tanky. Arteezy will eventually take him down.
So actually managed to kill him. Yamate also being chased by Red King. Very dangerous position for him. And look at them. Mason blinking in. Going for that and brings down Yamate. And in the middle of all this, well, Razor, played by Arteezy, managed to bring down the courier from the Radiant side as well. Nothing was on it though, no value was lost, but it is a lot of gold. This early on in the game, it is a big thing to kill the courier. It's pretty much the same eco damage as killing the tower.
So in the end, Evil Geniuses, another 2-for-2 trade, but this time EG get the advantage off of it solely because they killed the Quap as well as the Doom while they traded, you know, a support for that.
Yeah.
So that wasn't bad, but it was so close to being good for Titan. If they managed to kill the Brewmaster, and if KYXY had actually managed to get away, that was so close to being a completely different fight.
Oh, it looked like it could turn into a disaster at any point, to be honest. The way they were playing that fight was very disorienting. And I was surprised that they managed to turn it around after Universe got bursted down with Doom and everything. And Queen of Pain ulti. So much hate for poor Universe. Ward is actually scouting them quite a lot now, so this ward is really keeping Titan to go with.
Doom has already been laid down on Arteezy. He's trying to slow him out with the Shivas. Arteezy should be able to get out, and the rest of EG will cover his tracks.
Awkward by Titan. I thought they would commit a lot more, but they didn't. They somehow wanted to disjoint. They almost killed Arteezy just with that little bit of initiation, and he didn't get BKB off or anything. So I think if they just commit, that would have been nice. Arteezy buys a salve. He wants to heal fast. This is something you normally see when, you know, the game is at a very late stage, so he heals up with salve in Fountain.
I believe Roshan
he's Bill Gates of Dota right now. He's like,
yeah,
my time is worth more than this.
I believe he thinks that Roshan is up or not. They're not actually checking Roshan just yet.
He's just an important man.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, places to go, couriers to kill.
Well, we're going to have Yamate soon have a BKB, and that is going to give him a lot more defense, as we've seen Zai has been continually trying to focus him down. If it's not the Chronosphere, it's Zai blinking on him and getting off a stun, as well as PPD will eventually get a blink dagger sometime in this game, but we've said before...
we don't know about that.
Well, he's been buying
a lot of words, man.
Yeah, I guess
500 gold right now. This is not a whole lot, man. Right now, Titan just trying to force EG to go back and defend bottom because they don't want to take a fight at their tier 2, so trying to force the reaction, and it is coming out, but it is a dangerous one. Keeping to a tier 3 tower. If Universe can get this initiation, no way.
Yeah, already backing away, and at the same time, this middle push is going to be kind of defeated Well, I say defeat it. No one from Titan is moving forward just yet. Can they get the deny, though?
It's good enough.
Radiant's
Nice. Good
middle
enough.
tower
Dude,
has
it's
been
Titan.
denied.
They're like the king of deny. They have KOXY as the mentor. They get to deny and then kill these wards as well, so a lot of gold going their way. And Rasta wards now being used. It is a little bit of an opening for Titan to go take a fight. With Roshan being up, it's a nice timing if they know about it. If they go right now, you can see the Sunstrike, but is it too late? 60% HP.
Getting low, and Titan give up on it.
Yeah, they do. They give up on the dream. I don't know. You can't afford to give away too many of these Roshans, though. This is 8 and cheese. I think.
No,
it's gonna
Yamate
hurt.
almost gets caught out there by Zai, and will blink himself
Like
away.
we chased it after with the killing blade. Like, come back here.
I will hit you
Yeah.
at least once.
Not even sure what he wanted to do. Just punch him, I guess.
I guess so. But Yamate is actually going to get a big upgrade here. Not only is he going to have his level 3 Sonic Wave in just a second, but we're also going to have a BKB, which we talked about the danger he's had to deal with and a lot of lockdown against him. So
Yeah.
BKB will make a huge difference all around.
Okay, so seems right now like KYXY is hiding in the trees and gotta be pushing top. One thing we haven't mentioned in this game is how much they're just pushing with the Forged Spirits. We haven't been casting so much Invoker this TI, so I really want to mention this. This is one of the reasons why I always say I like Quas Export Invoker a lot more than Quas Wex. You can push lanes without putting yourself at danger all the time, and it gives so much more farm towards Invoker.
Yeah, I mean, you're going to be feeding us an inadvertent amount of gold into the enemy team, but it's worth the safety that you get from it.
Yeah, of course you can do a lot with the Crosswex as well, with Orchid and so on. I have seen it do wonders in so many games as well. I just feel this is a much safer. And look at his gold. He has the Necro Book, 4 Staff, Midas, Treads, and 3.5k gold. Even though they were behind for such a long time, he and Doombringer are trying to stay on par with EG.
Feels like there's no sign of this game actually speeding up in any way. Both teams are sitting back, farming up. And in which case, Waga, if we start going into the late game, who do you really give the advantage to? I feel like Titan have already made a decent comeback, but now we're getting to the point, which team should be the aggressors here? Which team has the advantage right now?
Well, you gotta respect Doombringer in a sense, because he kinda removes one hero with Doom. If the initiation is right, but I would still say EG is stronger, just because of this Void. Void and Wraith King, both are really strong heroes.
Like Evil Geniuses, they're going to take the front line here. They have the Aegis as well as the Cheese, and they're going to be laying down that push, but the arrow on Arteezy, that's going to cost them a lot.
Yeah.
Sunstrike over the top. Arteezy gets low, below half health there, and looks like that's going to be the end of the push as the wards start dying. Tower's really low. Mason makes the jump, though. He wants to force this even more. Ohio at the same time. He might just be able to finish off Arteezy. What the heck's doing so much? Ohio, he's going to get low. He may fall here. Disruption taking the time being. Yamate's been cleaned up. Ohio making his way out. Still shackled up. Gets forced up into the tier 4s, and he survives. Getting away, but the racks are in some serious tremble. Evil Geniuses start focusing on these buildings. Arteezy no longer has his ultimate, but they do have enough damage to finish him off. Arteezy, 63 health, and the arrow lands.
And Universe sticking around. He does have very low HP, but he has the Void ulti in case Titan commit a lot to this. But that's a nice push by EG. And this is what I'm saying. You can't give away too many of these Roshans to EG because the Aegis, because of the cheese, just gives him this power to just brute force. And that's what happened. Mason used his cheese, Arteezy used his Aegis, and they just barely got away even at that, with Universe being very low HP. So that's really a brute force type push.
Yeah, and it seems like once again the Yamate was the big factor there for the team fight. The Evil Geniuses took him out immediately. He didn't have his BKB. He was shut down, brought down. He didn't get off his Sonic Wave. How many times have we seen a team fight like that where Queen of Pain has been the first target, Evil Geniuses have taken him out, and then the rest of the team fight is so easy because the burst damage is just not there. If they've been able to wipe out Arteezy early on...
X missing. It's always fun when a support just misses his last hit on the board, and he missed 3 of them in a row right there. Sorry.
You say fun, but that's because you're a mid player.
Yeah, I don't.
As a support player, you know how many times I've died because I couldn't get that last hit on a ward.
It's like, please, utmost reward for my family.
I need that 50 gold to support my children.
Yeah, support life. It's tough, man. It's tough. Well, Yamate is having a really hard time on this Queen of Pain, but it puts more weight over towards Ohio. He's playing really well on this Doom, by the way, getting nice initiation on Rasta before Rasta drops anything, really. Sure, he dropped the wards, but he was standing there kind of camping to do throw the disable for Arteezy and his team.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate his team didn't follow up on his
more
initiation.
It was kind of like Doom blinks in, dooms the Rasta, and then has to run for his life because his team was not ready for this. Also, I demand more ice walls. He has it in both now, though. So that's nice. Ice wall is really underrated skill.
KYXY, he could have the scythe of ice, but it's going to require the courier, which is currently heading to the bottom lane, making the long trip to give. Finally, Yamate has his BKB. We'll see whether or not it makes a difference. Last team fight coming up. Ohio gets the stun. Now they actually made it doomed up as well. A beautiful initiation here from Ohio. But Arteezy's fighting him back, and the Chronosphere holding in two. It's going to be able to take down 2 cores while Arteezy finishes up the 3rd. 3 heroes down for Titan, 1 buyback. KYXY. The rest of Titan waiting for the support.
Also gotta go down here, just being chased down while the racks are falling as well. Oh, he blinks away, but I don't think it matters.
Nope, it doesn't matter. They're going to cut him off in the mid lane. Evil Geniuses now in complete control of the Titan base, and it looks like, sure enough, Yamate calls the GG. And Evil Geniuses even throw the cheese down on the ground just as a peace offering to Titan as the surrender is called. So, in the end, Evil Geniuses do prove to be the stronger team up against the Southeast Asian teams. Waga, you have any last thoughts?
Nah, not really. I think that EG just played this one really well and kind of outclassed Titan in this game, to be honest. They performed really well. Ohio did play amazing, though, I have to say.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to be the last game of the whole entire day. Once again, Waga and I pulling up the late shift. And that means we're also going to kick it back to the analyst desk to see what their thoughts are about this match.
Thoughts, Bulba?